How's Collective? Sid Zerfis here. In this video, I'll go over those who are water capable and how I categorize their capabilities and what they typically entail, what informs the tactics and deal with them, and how the evacuations are conducted, how I score and rate their threat capacity against my threat criteria metrics, and my reasonings why. And when all is said and done, I will show you where they rank on the threat chart in comparison. Let's begin. Their power type classification is material, what their capabilities typically entail for partially matured is underwater breathing, greater ease of swimming, water walking, and greater depth diving capabilities. And for those who are fully matured, underwater breathing, greater ease of swimming and greater ease of movements in water, water walking, water vapor and ice kinesis and construct formation, water diving capabilities, and that water assisted injury compensation, water assisted levitation, puppeting, and water extraction. As for preparation, notes and caveats. Those that are of the material class can only manipulate water, they don't generate it. Those belong to a separate category altogether. It is very important to distinguish which is which, as their abilities can often be very similar. However, the situation and the appropriate response changes significantly. Any liquid with a water base is subject to their abilities. They can manipulate the water in living tissues, called puppeting. They can manipulate ice, but are vulnerable to freezing conditions. Assisters that make the situation worse. Environments with a substantial amount of water-based liquids. Areas with significant amounts of hydrations and moisture, such as rainforests, factories, supermarkets, ices, etc. Weaknesses include salting, either salts or using substances that draw in moisture, the superpowered individual. Salting others in the environment isn't as effective. Arid environments, fire and intense heat, electricity, and freezing conditions. They are resistant to water-based initiatives and conditions, concussive and impact-based strikes. Their abilities allow their bodies to have a greater resistance to such, including sound wave strikes and bullets and even car crashes. Weapons and gear. Tasers, heat and fire generation-based weapons, salting, water absorption tools and chemicals, armor with no caps, wire-breathing apparatus. Survival plans include stay away from significant bodies of water, areas with significant amounts of water-based liquids, and avoid, if possible, rainy day periods. Avoid congested areas, higher elevations preferred, but not necessarily with uneven terrains. And evacuation plans are have the public get away from large bodies of water, either using a tsunami warning or water-based terror attacks, and get them off the streets and out of underground tunnels. Prefer to have them get to naturally occurring higher elevations, such as mountains, but having them get into higher levels of high rises is acceptable in a pinch. And have them get away from their vehicles if crunched for time. As for the threat potential metrics, which are all rated out of a 20, A. Autonomy is rated at a 2 for PTSD. B. Public health, which is rated at a 2 for physical trauma to one's body and the risk of drowning, molding and bacterial growth due to long-term exposure. C. Property damage is rated at a 5 for damages similar to tsunamis, flooding, and water damage. Molding and bacterial growth due to long-term exposure. Infrastructure damage, such as pipe bursting and unusual elevation damage caused by water puttering through objects and infrastructure due to aerokinesis. D. Integrity of the natural world. 2. Which is typified of natural water damage and weather events. E. Extra normative resource expenditure, which is rated at 3. 4. Needs more military base level of response and weapons and gear, not usually carried by regular military units, but not hard to get. Requires a quick response. F. Integrity of the presentation of reality and reality itself is rated at 2. Similarities to water-based catastrophes. G. Physical damage is rated at a 4 for similarity to water-based events, but elevated. H. Digital and digital infrastructure is rated at a 4. Similarity to water-based events, but elevated. And I, recoverability, is rated at a 3 for similarity to water-based events, and the final score is 27, which is a level B4. And thusly, this is where they rate on the threat level chart, and that concludes our video for today. In the next video, I'll go over those who can affect the quantum realm and what lies within it. Do you disagree with me on anything? Have any suggestions? Or do you just want me to leave me with your thoughts? Feel free to. I'll be happy to hear. If you like what you see, please follow and share. That is all for now. Take care. Don't fret yourselves and be creative.